Dear children, welcome to the video class. Grade 6, Science, Chapter 5, Separation of Substances, Introduction. Dear children of grade 6, welcome to the science class. It gives me an immense pleasure meeting you all in this class. In this class, we are going to start the chapter 5, Separation of Substances. In the previous class, we have seen chapter 4, how to sort out various substances based upon their properties. In this class, we are going to start the chapter 5, Separation of Substances. Okay, so we are going to separate the substances in a mixture. Okay, so what is meant by a mixture? A mixture may contain 2 or 3 substances. It may contain 2 substances, or it may contain 3 substances, or it may contain 4 and above substances also. For example, sugar and rice is a mixture. Sand and water is also a mixture. Okay, then brinjal and tomato is also a mixture. Okay, so we can tell as many examples as possible. Now I am going to say you about separation. Let us see the introduction in this class. Okay, see the figure 5.1. Okay, see the figure 5.1. Separating tea leaves with a strainer. Okay, so what our mother do after preparing the tea? She will take a strainer and she will filter the tea leaves, isn't it? So what she is doing? She is filtering the liquid from the tea leaves. That is, she is filtering the liquid from the solid. She is separating out the tea and the tea leaves. That is, she is separating tea liquid from the tea leaf solid using the strainer. Okay, so this is one of the separation method. So this strainer is acting as a filtering medium to separate two substances. Okay, then see, after harvesting, okay, after harvesting, what they will do? They will separate the grain from the stalks, isn't it? They used to do this, yes or no? So this is also one type of separation. Then come to the figure 5.2. Come to the figure 5.2. So what is happening here? Okay, here churning is taking place. Okay, churning of milk. Okay, what to say na? Tayir kadairathu. Okay, what churning of milk. Okay, so when they churn, what happens? The butter will be separated out from the curd. So this is also one type of separation. Okay, then I have discussed in the third chapter ginning. Okay, we have discussed in the third chapter as ginning. So what is ginning? Ginning is the process of separating the seeds from the fiber. Okay, they will be having a comb-like structure. Using that comb-like structure, they will separate the seeds from the fiber. So this is also one of the separation technique. Okay, let me say some more examples. Okay, so if you are eating a food, okay, eating a upma, let us consider that you are eating a upma. The upma contains many chilies in it. Okay, your mother has put as much chilies as possible. So what will you do, children? You will take the chilies with your hand, isn't it? You are separating the chilies from the upma. So that is also one separation method only. Okay, then I am giving you a basket containing mangoes and guava. Okay, I am giving you a basket. So that basket contains guava and mangoes. Okay, I am asking you to take out the mangoes. What will you do? You will take the mangoes by your hand and separate it, isn't it? So that is also one type of separation. Okay, so in this class we are going to see how to separate the various substances. Okay, let us see one by one. Okay, come to the activity 1. Okay, come to the activity 1. So, come to the table 5.1. Why do we separate substances? Okay, we are separating the substances, no? For example, we are separating the tea leaves from the tea, and we are separating the butter from the curd, and we are separating mangoes from apple, isn't it? So, why is it essential? Okay, we are going to see why we have to separate the substances. Okay, listen children. Okay, they are not in order. Okay, so they are jumbled. We have to make them unjumbled. Okay, listen children. Now we can see the purpose for which we do separation. Okay, the first one is to separate two different but useful components. Okay, so it is to separate two different but useful components. For example, take churning of curd. Okay, so what happens on churning of curd? If curd is churned means we get two useful products. One is the butter, other one is the buttermilk. So we are using the butter, at the same time we are using the buttermilk also. Okay, so what does it mean? Separation is used to separate two different but two useful components. We are getting two different products. The two different products are useful in different ways also. The second one is to remove non-useful components. Okay, the second one is to remove non-useful components. For example, some stones are mixed with the rice. Okay, some stones are mixed with the rice. If so, we do separation, isn't it? So what do we get? We get one product is rice, the other product is stone. So the rice is useful, the stone is not useful. We used to throw away the stones. Okay. Then third one, to remove impurities or harmful compounds. Okay, we can remove the impurities or harmful compounds. Harmful compounds means that is not at all good for us. If we eat that means we get severe problems. Okay, for example, to remove tea leaves from tea. Okay, so we are removing the unuseful component and we are removing the impurities also. Okay children, so this one is jumbled. Okay, this one is jumbled. You have to match like this. For example, separate stones from rice. Okay, why we are removing the stones from rice? To remove non-useful components. So after removing, what we used to do? We throw away the solid component. Like that we have to match. Okay, so the first one I have done for you. The second and third you have to do. So this is your homework. Okay children, have you all understood? Yes. Then let us see the methods of separation one by one. Okay, let us see the topic 5.1. Let us see the methods of separation. Okay, in that let us see the first method, hand picking. Okay, let us see the first method, hand picking. Okay, for this I will give an example. Okay, you take a cup of rice. Okay, you take a cup of rice. In that you mix some dal. Okay, you mix some dal. Like you mix some urad dal. Then you also mix some tur dal. Okay, you take a cup of rice and you mix some amount of tur dal and some amount of urad dal. Okay, this is a mixture, isn't it? Because it contains three substances. Now you have to separate out the rice, urad dal and the tur dal. So what will you do? Okay, what will you do? We can take by the hand. Okay, we can take the urad dal by the hand and keep it in one place, and we can take the tur dal by the hand and we can keep it in the other place, and the rice is separated. So this is the hand picking method. Okay, by using the hand picking method, we can remove the impurities by the hand itself. Okay children, then one more thing we have to follow here. Okay, so this hand picking method is used for separating larger size impurities. Okay, this is used for separating larger size impurities like dirt, stone and husk from wheat or rice or pulses. Okay, husk means we used to say the outer covering of the seed is called husk. Okay, so this method is employable. So we can separate out the impurities or unwanted substances by the hand itself. Okay, this is employed if the substances to be separated should be slightly larger. Okay, so by this method we can separate the impurities like dirt, stone and husk also. Okay, have you all understood, children? Okay, so this is the first method. Okay, I told you no that if the upma contains too much of chilies means we can remove the chilies by hand itself. So that is also hand picking method. If I am giving a basket containing guava and apple, I am asking you to separate the apple means you can take the apples from your hand itself. So that is also hand picking method. Okay, one thing we have to follow, the impurities, that is the substance to be separated should be larger. Okay, yes. Let us go for the second method. Second one is threshing. Okay, the second one is threshing. We have to pronounce this as threshing. Okay, then come to the next page. Okay, see the figure here. What the farmer is doing? Okay, so after harvesting the crops, okay, he is separating stalks from the grain. Okay, listen children, I will tell you what is stalk and what is grain. Okay, so this is the stalk. Okay, this is the stalk and this is the grains. Okay, this is the grains. Okay, so what the farmer is doing, he is beating the crops in the stone. While doing so, what happens? The stalk and the grains are separated. Okay, so this is the threshing method. Okay, this is the threshing method. Okay, have you understood, children? Okay, now underline the definition for threshing. The process that is used to separate grains from the stalk is called threshing. Okay, so the stalks are beaten and the grains will be removed from the crops. So this is threshing. Okay, so this threshing can be done with the help of bullocks and now machines are also there for doing this threshing. Okay, children, have you all understood? So in this class we have seen the hand picking and threshing. Then we can see the next in the another class. Okay, activity is given. Do this activity. Okay, children. Dear children, your activity for this class, you complete the table 5.1. Okay, as I told you in the video, you have to unjumble and you have to complete the table 5.1. Then write the answers for the questions. The first question is why separation is essential. Then the second question is define hand picking. Why it is essential. You have to define hand picking and you have to say why it is essential. The third question is you have to give 2 examples of hand picking methods which we use in our daily life. Okay, in our daily life we are using some hand picking methods. You want to write any 2 examples. That is, while cooking we used to separate the stones from the pulses by using the hand picking method. Okay, so like that you write any 2 examples and complete the activity and submit to the class teacher. Meet you all in the next class. Thank you children. See you again.